Tuned into Gila, Nehemia, and this is Sacred Erotic Poetry, Sacred Sexuality, and Ascension. I am so glad you're here, and we are in the energy of the lunar eclipse, the full moon in Taurus. So emotions are high, energies are high, cycles are closing, new paths are opening. This is an amazing, amazing time for all of us. So before we begin today's podcast, I would love for you to close your eyes with me and let's take 3 deep breaths. Let's do that now, and you can hold that and make a sound when you exhale. So I'm calling in our guides, our angels, God, Source, Universe, the trees, the grass, the insects, the deep core of Mother Earth, Father Sky, our archangels, the spirit of the wind, the air, fire, space, light. I am inviting them into the space as we step into a new beginning, a new portal of our lives, the moon, helping us to light up the path within our third eye as we open up to the newness and the remembrance of our authenticity. Aho, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So, like many of you, I have been pretty tired and I have been like really stepping inside, going inside my own heart, my mind, my soul. And as things are happening outside, I'm reminding myself the truth of the matter is that everything occurs within. The seed gets planted within. A really good example is like my aloe plant was like, it wasn't looking good, like I thought, oh, it's a plant that lives in the desert, it's supposed to be, it doesn't need a lot of water. So, but I noticed that it was like getting kind of reddish brown and it didn't look good. And it was always quite green. So I was reading about it and I was giving it more water and I noticed that the colors were changing and it was becoming more green and healthy and I was just thinking to myself, when we feed our plants, when we feed ourselves what we need, that's how we thrive. And sometimes it can just be a change of the nutrients, the water. The earth is fertile. The earth has very good nutrients in it, but it cannot access it if it doesn't have water. So I just say that small little uh, scene in my life to relate it to your own life. Like, what do you need that you may not be receiving at this time? Or what are you looking for that's going to help you to relax inside yourself? And this is a huge point I wanna share. And before I go there, I wanted to just say, like this moon, my one of my moon is in Aries, but my rising sign is Taurus, and my sun sign is Sagittarius. So I'm really good with this lunar eclipse. I'm like, I have had my breakdowns. Honestly, I have old cycles, old wounds that I've been working on have really shown up at this time, and I have just decided I'm just, meeting them head on, really realizing the fear that I have in my heart, in my body and just letting it go with full consciousness and trust and faith of the divine. Or we can just say trust and faith of my higher self, of my ability to shift, whatever words work for you. But it's the trust, the faith, the love. And that happened because I really feel safe in my body. And the big thing I wanted to share was I have a lot of tension like in my shoulders and in my neck, and I do yoga, and I not consistently though, and I stretch, all the time. And I take hot showers. Like I really work on helping myself relax. And I realize it's also about my thoughts. My thoughts start to race. I start to become anxious. I start to get nervous, and then I switch from project to project, from thought to thought, and I get into these moods. And I realize that it affects my body. It makes me stiff, all sorts of things happen. And so I've been experimenting, like when I'm working or when whatever I'm doing, to one, take more breaks, and then two, to like utilize more shamanic like healing music while I'm working, and really step into that trust and belief and full surrender, as I'm listening to the music, and also full acceptance of myself. Sometimes I think we have very high expectations of ourselves. Forget other people for the moment, just of ourselves. And it's just like, hold on a moment. Like we are giving a lot of compassion to other people, but are we doing that for ourselves? So I've been in full practice of that right now, and it has been proving to be have amazing results. And also just taking the time, like not running after my tail, not trying to do things that create more stress in my life, really choosing for the calm, the peace. Even if I don't know, I'm not going to figure out like ways to know. What I'm going to do is figure out ways to relax, to release the stress, to step into the peace of my own heart, soul, body, and mind. And that helps me to find the answer. And I feel like this lunar eclipse on so many levels is ending the cycle that I just shared with you, the cycle of anxiety, the cycle of fear, the cycle of not being safe, the cycle, there's so many cycles, right? Fear of not having enough abundance, fear of not having the relationship I desire, fear of not living the life that I really want. And the more that I step away from that fear, acknowledge it and say, that's not my reality. The reality is what's right here in my present moment, the gratefulness of all that I have, the knowing and the trust that everything else is coming, and I don't need to worry about it. I take an inspired action every day, more than one usually, but that's what I do. And I take the time to rest before I go to sleep. I take the time to wake up before I check my phone. I take the time. I take the time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. If you know that song. um, take your time. Take your time in love. Take your time in sex. Take your time as you wake up. Take your time. Because you know what? You are timeless. You are eternal in your soul. And that idea, that socially conditioned idea that you don't have enough time, it is a social construct. You can bend time, you can extend time. Like think about the times of the train or a bus or a plane. When you desire it, that plane, train, or whatever it is, vehicle will suit your timetable, whether it's early or late. It happens that way. It's incredible when we are like, oh, I need another 10 minutes to get on that flight. Miraculously, when we are totally at peace, sometimes the flight gets delayed by 10 minutes and we're on it. And sometimes it doesn't. And that doesn't mean to say that you aren't. It's just that when you're in complete connection with yourself and the infinite oneness, like you can do anything. You are a superpower. You are divine. And this is the new cycle we're walking into. The new cycle of that everything is really right here in front of us. If you want to be a billionaire, if you want to have the love of your life, if you want to live from a place of real, true liberation and freedom in all aspects of your life, sexual freedom, financial freedom, authentic freedom to be who you are, like it's done. It's yours. It's the decision, it's the commitment to that vision that's being asked and invited for you right now. It's a choice point. We're at a choice point for, I think, the planet, everyone who is consciously awake to decide, do I want to continue to try to fit 3D models into my 5-dimensional life, my 5th-dimensional life, or am I looking to really open up to, you know, infinite possibilities of having these things, you know, completed, like goals completed or ideas realized. And I'm like doing it myself. I'm just like in complete trust, and I'm allowing new opportunities to come my way without blinking. It's like it's a new opportunity. Yes, that works. And if it doesn't work, well, these are my boundaries, and this is what could make it work, and this is what what we could do if both people are in sacred agreement. Please listen to my podcast with Radha and Neela. We talk about sacred boundaries. It's on this channel, and it's the podcast right before this one. So if you missed it, it's right here for you. So I feel like this is the energy right now. It's I did some scientific research, and like, the Earth is right in front of the moon, and 97% of the moon is going to be covered by the Earth. It's still considered a partial lunar eclipse. Not everyone on the planet's going to see it. I don't believe we're seeing it in Israel. So if you see it, let me know, shoot me an email, send me an email and send me a pic if you can at Gila@gilanehemia.com. And I'd love to see it. And so it's supposed to be a blood moon, like a red moon, a reddish color. And, I had some theories like, it's really highlighting our shadows. That's why a lot of stuff is coming up for many of us. Really just like letting go of doubt, letting go of all of these limited beliefs, that I was doing in YouTube for a long time, for the last month. I did it for 30 days. Um, Now 7 of them are still up in YouTube. So, you know, we have the ability to do this. This is not from the sky. This is our birthright. We are here to live our missions. And if we are choosing not to do these things, then the challenges that you have been having are going to continue. And if you're choosing your mission and you're choosing to live this liberated life that is expansive and is in the unknown, it's still not clear exactly how things are going to shift or what is going to happen exactly. Join us. We're all in that position right now, and that's what makes it exciting. It's exciting that we're stepping into ourselves. It's exciting that we're stepping in together. It's exciting that we're joining hands. And those of you that are desiring to change your mindset, we need to go inside first. We need to change the emotions, the limited thinking first. We need to change the way that we need to change what's going on with our own selves, things that we're hiding from, things that we're, going into deep introspection, asking the right questions of ourselves, asking people to help us to move through these emotions with us, holding space for each other. I mean, this is serious work we're talking about here. It's this inner work that we are all deciding to do and helping each other do so that we can create collectively a new way of being. And it's so important that you're consciously aware of this. Even if you don't know what the next step is, you're aware that something has got to shift in your life. And even if you're flying high and you're like living in millionaire mindset and miracle consciousness, there's even more that needs to be done. I feel like the healing journey is constant. Maybe more people need to come into your circles, into your soul tribe. Maybe you are really desiring to let go of more. You know what that is, right? You know deep in your soul what that is. Because if we are having any kind of anxiety or fear, that's still a form of resistance. We're resisting something that is good for us. We might be resisting the unknown. We might be resisting claiming our our abundance or our divinity or our power, our creative life force energy. We may be resistant. Like I wrote some poetry recently, and I'm just like, whoa, I really need to get back into that space, back into that, feeling of just having that oneness with nature, back into the womb of Mother Gaia. And I have those moments. I have those moments when I see something so beautiful, like a sunset, or even just a star twinkling in the sky, or just the excitement of the lunar eclipse. I have these moments all the time, and I just step into it. And sometimes I step into it and I have no words. I'm just experiencing it and embodying it. And other times words are pouring forth or they're dreams. So I'm allowing the creative process to unfold. I'm feeling that right now the focus is on my material life. Um, though that material life was in the making for over 3 years. So, as soon as I started my business, I had the vision, and now the vision's coming true. So these things do take time. Yet it was doing the inner work to truly receive this vision and receive this type of life. That's what shifted the scales for me. And I trusted in divine timing. I knew that whenever the time was right, it was going to happen. And whenever push comes to shove, or this process or that system is ending, like something is going to work out for me, because it always does. Because we are always supported. We're always safe. We're always loved. We are always treated as princes and princesses, or gods and goddesses of the divine. We are the divine child of the Most High. And even if you want to think of it, you are the child of Mother Earth, or of Holy Spirit, Great Spirit, whatever words work for you. You are that person, and you can have that life. And it's more than just saying, yeah, that sounds good. Let me go back to work. No, it's really about, how can I embody this? How can I really make this part of my daily meditation, my words of gratitude? How can I live my mission from a deep place of centeredness and peace within my soul? And when we can step, really just drop in to our heart, to our womb space, and say, yes, show me the way to this visionary life. Show me the way to help me to complete my mission. Show me the next step. And you will be shown. You'll be shown what it is. And you might need to rest. Some people are telling me that they've been ill, so I think the message is rest, and really this recalibration of their bodies, and an acceptance that, what, in order to move forward, you're going to have to create some more strength inside. Go within. I too, my body gave out like a week ago. I was working really hard and I was traveling a lot, and I had to just like, I had to really just, I was sleeping for like over a day, like on and off. I just went into a deep sleep, and I woke up to like a beautiful singing circle in my neighborhood, and it was so, so expansive in my heart. And I felt this deep connection, and this feminine love from Mother Earth. Like, this kind of a mother-daughter relationship that's so deep. I had a very deep relationship with my own mother, and she passed when I was about 21, and so I feel like the earth is holding me now. Like I said earlier, we're all children of the divine. And really stepping out of the anxiety is just something I think that's really important. Something I'm going to be focusing on in these next few podcasts is how do we step out of anxiety? I want to give you some real tips about these kinds of things. Fear and anxiety are like all over, especially with this pandemic and the vaccines and the question, should I take it? Should I not take it? All of these things that people are facing. Maybe you've taken it and you want a third one, or maybe you've never taken it and you don't want to. You know what? All options are available to you. You are a liberated being, and that's what I talk about choice. You have a choice. You have a choice to choose. And if anyone is saying to you that you don't, you need to really think about who is in your circle and what is the truth of your own integrity. You have the choice to decide. Whatever choice you make is yours, and there's no judgment. But the real question is, what do you choose? Who are you beneath the mask and the facade of your own body? Who is that soul that's walking around? Are you allowing your heart to open and to bear it on your body? Are you seeing the good in all that's in your life? Are you allowing the good to come into your life? I feel like these are really deep questions that, I am encouraging you to ask yourself, because that's how we let go of the anxiety, by actually living our truth, by being true to ourselves, by not hiding, by not, by realizing we have certain limitations in our thinking, maybe some abandonment issues, some like disappointment, heartbreak issues, things that we haven't dealt with, and we just keep moving, and it opens a wound all the time, either in romantic relationships or career or financial situations, until we're just like, hey, it's enough. I'm done with this lesson. What do I need to learn? That I'm safe, that I am loved. Yes, that's what you need to know. And it's not just like, okay, I created a check on the check box, like, okay, I'm done with that lesson. No, it's this deep embodiment of it. It's this deep love of self from within your own heart. And that's what brings you the love that radiates throughout your life all the time and magnetizes your clients, your partner, your next career move. It's all about love and happiness and pleasure. The more that you decide that that is what you want in your life, you're going to have that in so many different ways and in all of your living existence. And even your sleeping existence. It's like you're awake. The awakening is you're awake to your abundance. You're awake to you can have whatever you want. You're awake to helping humanity and healing the earth. We are awake. This lunar eclipse is like shifting us, is shaking us and saying, you can decide to be awake all the time. This doesn't mean that your eyes are open and you're consciously like walking around consistently. No, it means your third eye is open, your heart is open, and you are allowing the divine to work through you because you are a divine being of light. That's how powerful this is. And that's who we all are. And as we connect into that and really connect into our own missions, like life actually gets a lot easier. It becomes less stressful. It becomes more aligned. And those who are not aligned fall away. And, they serve their purpose in your life, and you serve the purpose for them in their life. And you may or may not meet again, but you know what? You are here to do amazing things. And if something is falling away from your life, whether it's a job or a person or a situation, whatever it is, just let it go. A lot of anxiety and fear is also related to holding on to things, to actual physical things or, people or situations because it's comfortable. Well, you know what? We are asked to stretch and really step into the visionary that we are so that we can um, share our gifts. And, if there's a recurring situation happening in your life right now, you might be asked to step out of it by stretching yourself. And it might be uncomfortable, but you know what? That's growth. That's deep growth. And just like a, baby walking or riding our bikes for the first time, we're wobbly, like we don't know where we're going. We might fall. And that's cool. You know what? We all fall. And then we get up and we start anew, regardless of whatever the situation is. Health wise, career wise, financially, romantically, as a parent, wherever that is, just let it go. You do not have control over it in your mind. Your heart can be involved. Allow your heart and your feelings to show. Share from your depth of your love and see how that situation transforms or it moves out of your auric field. It moves out of your mind. So I feel like I'm going to continue to share more tips about anxiety and fear and safety. And I'm inviting you into this lunar eclipse with that full opening and choosing the truth of who you are. And whatever you choose, know that it is your choice. You have a choice right now. We're at a choice point and decision point at this in this particular lunar eclipse in Taurus. And Taurus is grounded. Taurus is a realistic. Taurus is a loyal. Um, I'm a rising sign of Taurus, so I know, and also has a lot of excitement in it as well. It's a new beginning in grounding the new earth. This is really the theme that I've been guided to say right now. So I'm trusting this resonates with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening. I am enrolling for my personal mentoring and my group mentoring programs. I'm encouraging you to step into the fullness of who you are. If I'm resonating with you, please send me an email at gila@gilanehemia.com or go straight to my website at gilanehemia.com and you can enroll right now into one of my programs. And if you need more information, you can schedule a 15-minute call right on my website. And if you're interested in learning more about the 30 days of self-affirmation and to access those videos, let me know. Just send me an email and I will talk to you about those programs. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much for listening. I am honoring you and witnessing you stepping into whatever it is that you decide to do. Whatever you decide to do, that's your choice. And my hands are up, so I'm just holding space for you. And I thank you for listening today. And always, I am so blessed and grateful that you are in my life. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Aho, and so it is. Have a beautiful, beautiful full moon, lunar eclipse in Taurus. Namaste, Om Shanti, Shalom.